All right, what's going on, everybody? We're back with a new feature of new releases, and today we're talking to Andy Princz. We're not going to waste any time with introductions. We're going to go straight into this with Andy Princz. Andy, how's it going, bro?
Good, bruv. How you doing? You all right?
Excellent, all good. Just so everyone knows, we already shook hands when you came in, but for the cameras, we've got to shake again. Talk about your project. What's going on?
So this project is called Legendary. It's legendary because it's produced by Michael Parkinson. I am trying to become legendary status in a roundabout way, but my idea really with this project is inspiring others to do what I do, you know, like be creative, go for that thing that you want, no matter what age you are, no matter how much you've been doing this, how much you love it. It's really an inspiration album to get to legendary status.
Why is that important to you?
It's not specifically important to me. I just want to be in that zeitgeist of all these MCs that I really like in their radar, and them to be able to say that they like me. Like, you know, like other people have said, I don't care about specifically being the greatest rapper, but as long as the greatest rappers know who I am. You know, my work rate is just, it's skyrocketing. Everything I told you that I was going to do last year, I did. Everything that's happening this year is happening. And this EP is a testament to that. I met Michael Parkinson. Michael Parkinson's working with me. That is amazing. That's crazy. Parky, bruv. Like, it's insane, you know. And then, you know, that link to, like, he's produced for the best in the UK, man. So, like, and he's the most prolific, one of the most prolific producers I know in the country, you know. So I'm just very proud to say that I've put out this record with him. And there's more coming, but...
What kind of made you gravitate to Michael Parkinson?
So Eclipse put me in touch with Parky. I was sort of buying some stuff off Parky because I like his work anyway. I've got a record of his, T-shirt, and you know, supporting the cause and everything. And we just started talking, and he's like, I sell beats. I was like, oh, okay. You know, where can I see what I can buy, right? So I've gone, looked through it, and man, it's like tons, and they're good. It's like, they're good. So I had to really like, I buy Parky beats right now. Like, if I hear the one that I like and I think, oh my God, this is so good, I don't want nobody else rapping on it. So I'm buying it. I'm collecting Parky beats like it's Pokemon. I'm going to get them all, bruv.
How long have you been working with him?
Probably the end of 2024. Yeah, around about the end of 2024, I started writing this project, doing things in this project. And then, you know, like I said, I've got other things coming with him, but this is the first project. And it's one of my favorite projects to date. You know, it's, the track listing is great. There's great songs on there. There's, you know, great metaphors, great feeling. Like, there's a vibey song for like the ladies, the people that like the soulful stuff. Then there's tracks on there that, you know, for the real hip hop heads, and everything in between, you know. So I really quite like this project. It's, it's going to be one of my favorite of the year.
You yourself, you're a producer.
Yeah.
So why did you choose to go with another producer for this?
Sometimes it's nice to kind of get away from your thing. And if you feel inspiration from hearing a bit of music and you just start writing, just do it. And so if you do that, then you might as well get the beat. And that's kind of what happened. I heard a track and I was like, oh, I hear something. And so I just went away straight in and started writing. I was like, well, I don't want to put this out as a single. I'm going to collate like an EP together and put it out like that. And it just started building and building. I mean, I do little bits of production on the EP, you know, but not very much. It's just literally taking away from the stuff the stems that Parky gave me. So, yeah, it was just fun. It's just really fun to, you know, not have to concentrate on making the music and just concentrate on rapping. And that's what I kind of did towards the end of last year. And it's kind of in this year, I've been doing that a lot more. But there is going to be a project this year where it's all produced by me. But right now I'm concentrating on working with other producers who are really good.
I'm trying to hold a straight face, but it's really difficult because you convinced me to sit here in my dressing gown.
I love it. This thing right here is legendary, bruv. This has been on stage with Big Daddy Kane. Do you know what I mean? So now that we're talking about this and it's my legendary EP, that you're wearing this and I'm sitting here talking to you, it's perfect, bro.
Thanks for making me do that. I actually enjoyed this. I might have to do all my interviews with my dressing gown on from now. What is your expectations for the release?
I'm going to market it as much as I can. I'm working with a team called 2140 Music. We are doing a lot of stuff on the blockchain with Bitcoin, selling our music, streaming our music through platforms where people can tip us in Bitcoin. We're kind of concentrating on that side of things to market things towards that so people can come towards that. And I've made more money off of that in like 2 months than I've made off of Spotify in like 2 years, right? So it's kind of a no-brainer. Breaking into that space with Bitcoin people have a lot more money. So we're kind of gearing towards promoting and marketing in that area. But general marketing, and also I just hope people just enjoy it, vibe with it. There's a track on there, like I said, it's like soulful, it's summery. I just want people to pop along the street and just get into it. I have no major expectations of the creativity I do. I put it out there for people to listen to and people to enjoy. And yeah, we are trying to monetize that and trying to in different ways. Like you've got your caps, I've got my caps, doing merchandise and branding and stuff. So we are building more revenue streams. So it's not about really the expectation of the music, because the expectation of the music is that the music's not going to give us any money, but all these other things on the side will. It gives us ownership. It brings us more into like the independent realm of being like, I can be an independent major artist and not have to sign up to these major labels to take my money anymore.
Your working process with Michael Parkinson, how does it work?
He sends me the beats, he sends me the stems of the beats. I usually like on any train journey, bus journey, any time I get a moment to myself, sometimes I just sit in my bathroom and just write lyrics, and I'll just have it playing constantly. I concentrate on the one song, get that finished, move on to the next one. And then I get into the studio, see how it's best, the music is best structured. And then, then we kind of I've got it mastered by Jammy Git Productions. So, yeah, like it's kind of fluid, but there's a lot on me, which is great because I'd rather be in control of that. Yeah, it's great. And so I've got him on the first track actually. I got the first track on the EP is called Legendary. I got him doing a 16-bar verse, and it's Michael Parkinson on a track called Legendary.
It's fitting, especially with the title, Legendary.
Yeah.
Because he's definitely paid his dues and no one can question that.
Yeah.
With taking the production pressure off of you, and now it's in the hands of someone who's very capable, how has that changed your work ethic?
What it's done for me is made me focus on how my productions are sounding and what I want from my productions for my own music. Production that I do outside of my own music can be whatever. I make loads of different stuff because I play instruments and like all sorts of music. But as Andy Princz, the way I'm coming at production for myself or within hip hop records, I'm cutting it down. I'm being very specific. I'm using Michael Parkinson beat packs and other beat packs to kind of create a nice like drum sounds. And because I don't have as much time doing that, I find myself really, really enjoying it and, getting into that. And I end up spending way too much time into my sleeping hours, staying up, just editing a snare. But I love it. I can edit a snare for hours. I can't edit TV for a second.
You said it's an EP.
Yes.
How many tracks?
5 tracks.
Okay. Do you want to pick 3 and talk about them?
Okay, yeah. So I'll pick Legendary. I just really like this one. I had the idea, the track is not specifically about being a legend in that moment.
Building up to it?
It's about working towards becoming a legend.
Yeah.
And the chorus says it, you can't sleep on yourself. You've got to, be willing to do the things to get yourself to that point. So if you're going to stop or if you're going to rest, how can you be that? So I know I want to get to this point, so let me go. So Legendary is all about that. Parky comes in at the end, really nice flow. and yeah, just ends it really sweetly. It's like a really nice end to the track. It's yeah, he really he made me feel great when I heard it. When I heard his verse, I was just like, yeah, this is gonna be a fire EP. Like I already was feeling it.
When I hear people collaborating a lot, quite often I hear people that collaborate where it's like they're not really listening to what the other rapper's saying, and there is no real connection. So how was that with you and Parky?
Well, I sent him my verse. I sent him the chorus as I recorded it. I wanted it to get recorded pretty quickly so that he could, you know, have as much time as he needed to kind of listen and work it back. It's on, you know, it's on subject. He's talks about himself, but you know, it's very relevant to what's going on in the track. I understand what you're saying with that. I've you know, did work with Eclipse a couple of times, and you know, we work together a lot. And when we haven't worked together, it kind of has been a little bit, you know, disjointed. But generally, yeah, me and Clips work really well together, and we've done more and more and getting into that flow. It's a tough one because when you work separate from people and you're not in the studio with each other, you don't get that vibe. Even if you're not really rapping about the same thing, there's still a vibe that you're both on. So Clips Clips is such an amazing MC as well. I really enjoy working with him, and as things progress, hopefully we're gonna just do more and more, you know.
Do you know what I like about him as well? It's like he's so relaxed with everything. It's like he's so chilled. There's, you know, everyone else is like, oh, my career's not working, and he's just like, I got my van. Who cares?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and he gives people around him confidence, and he inspires. This is exactly what I'm talking about with the record. It's like I just want to put it out there to inspire people to go like, yeah, like let's do this. Doesn't matter if we fail. Let's try a thing. Do you know what I mean? That is very much Clips's like ethos. Doesn't matter if we fail. Let's try a thing, and then we know how we failed.
Okay, so track number 2.
The second track I'm gonna pick, I think it's gonna be People's Champion. So it's actually the track listing goes Legendary, People's Champion, and then the next song I'm going to talk about. People's Champion is the last track I recorded on the EP. I got this beat from Parky. It's not quite a normal Parky beat, but it's dope. It's so good. So I'm on it, and I'm like, I wanted it to flow easy. I want it to be nicely spoken. And then as I was going through it and rapping it, I was like, oh, this needs like attitude on it. And I've had this in mind, like, you know, I come from Northwest London, right? The other big rapper that comes from Northwest London, who I've known since he's been Iron Braids, is Hooli, right? Hooli's about the biggest in the UK in what we do in hip hop. Maybe you could say Loyal Kana or some other people, but for the real hip hop heads, it's Hooli, yeah? And I was really inspired off the Hooli Hanson 2 EP. So I just wanted to put some of that attitude and swagger into it a bit. So it's not his flow, but like Clips did say it. It's like, you sound like Hooli on this. I was like, man, he was inspiring me for this, but I didn't want to sound like him. But there are definitely like vocal moments in it where I kind of sound a little bit like Hooli. And it's not like I'm trying to copy him. It's not an imitation. It's just that, you know, we are from the same ends. It's that same attitude. It's that same feeling of like, yo, we're on road. We're trying to make this so we don't have to be here no more. We can, you know, elevate not just ourselves, but the people around us, our crew, everything. So like, yeah, you know, I took inspiration from that. And funnily, Parky and Hooli are related. In it,
yeah, of course, your cousins.
Yeah,
so we know that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, big up Hooli as well, obviously. So third track.
Like That. So Like That is the first track I wrote on this. It's really summery vibe. I was just thinking, you know, life is like this. Life is like that. You know, it's okay. We can do better, go better. It doesn't need to always be like this. There's just like a level of discipline. You know, you need a level of discipline to change your habits. And that's it, right? Once you have that level of discipline to change your habits, you can change habits. bad habits into good habits. Discipline rarely changes good habits into bad habits. But so the idea for, that track was just, again, this is fully inspirational. I want to be able to bop along to the thing. And the flow is really nice to kind of really go along to. I was playing it in New York to a couple of people, and the kid that I was hanging out with, he was like, yo, I could really see myself walking through the park and just listening to this tune. It's dope. So I was like, great. That's exactly the feeling that I wanted to invoke. So yeah, Like That is just a feel-good track on the EP. It's not quite as dark as the other tunes, or yeah, it's really good. I really enjoyed that one. I think that's probably my what would be called the single, but I'm not releasing a single off of that EP.
I think that's interesting, basically, because so many people now, when they record, they have a certain vibe that they go for, and they've forgotten about giving variety. I mean, to them, they give variety, but to the listener, they're kind of like, oh, the album sounds all the same. Yeah. So do you feel you've achieved that?
I think I've given people the variety encapsulated in a good project. The track listing lists nicely, which is another thing that doesn't happen really in like a lot of albums or records. They just put like the big tunes at the front, and then hope that the people will listen and trickle down to the other tunes. This one, I feel like it flows very nicely from start to finish. Each track has its own vibe, but it goes quite nicely into the next tune. So I think I did it variety well, but encapsulated in one project.
What do you think this project is going to achieve for you in the long run? Or do you even care?
I don't.
That's what I wanted to ask.
I really don't care, because my people like it. My people are going to play it regardless, right? They'll play it for other people. If that person likes it, great. If they don't, okay. And whoever does like it and plays it for their mates, that's how it goes. When you used to put out a mixtape, and you put out the mixtape, you gave out the mixtape, you weren't going like, oh, it's going to get to a record exec. You're going like, I hope people listen to it. That's it. I'm not too fussed about the buzz or the rollout as it is. I'm more concentrated on how does it feel to me. I like this. I like this record. I really like this record. It's my favorite record I've put out so far, and that's what I just want people to know. I just want people to feel that same feeling that I'm feeling for this record. The artwork's pretty good. Got done by a guy called Chronobist. Shout out Chronobist. Great artist. Did really nice work on the front cover. People hardly see with the thumbnail. It's like that big. Like, can't see it. So artwork, people looking at my face. I'm bald. I'm pretty still. I'm pretty, but yeah. The image thing. I'm a radio star.
All right, so where can people find the album if they want to purchase it? Have you got any merchandise available that people can purchase?
The Legendary EP is going to be exclusive to Wav Lake for 2 weeks before it gets released on the 25th of March. You can buy my hats and T-shirts directly from me on socials until I get andyprincz.com up and running, and everything's going to be on andyprincz.com. So you'll be able to buy my merch, you'll be able to see where my shows are, you'll be able to stream some music, tip me in Bitcoin. Yeah, that's what it's going to happen. Yeah.
Have you got any more final words?
No, I've not got any final words, but just being here with you and for this EP Legendary, and you're wearing this, man, it makes me so happy, bro.
Well, and you're wearing that.
I'm wearing this. Yeah, it makes me so happy, man. So I really appreciate everything that you've done for me and the people that are around me and my crew. So yeah, thank you so much, Blaine.
Oh, bro,
you are a legend.
Oh, thanks.
You are absolute legend.
Did you give out your Instagram?
At Andy_Princz.com. PRINCZ is how you spell my surname.
Guys, there you have it. Another new releases episode, and this time with Andy Princz. Make sure you check out his project with Michael Parkinson. If you go onto his page, you'll see all the updates and everything. So make sure you check out his page on Instagram for all those updates, and look out for the coming website. Thank you for watching.